I need my games to require less of me. I am pretty poor when it comes to reflexes and twitch aiming and shooters, which is really sad because I really love those genres actually. Believe it or not, the person who provides these vibes loves getting a triple collateral on a duck-muzzled shotgun. So it really is a heartbreaker that the majority of games that I really take to the aesthetic of don't really like me back because there is a floor for proper play, so to speak, there. Which is why to a great degree I appreciate games like Red Dead Redemption Online and Quasimorph. They're not necessarily easy games, but the skill comes from a different space, from a different kind. With RDO, to the chagrin of some, but to the great appeal of myself, it's a lot more like rock, paper, scissors than it is entirely based on reflexes and skill. You can either build incredibly high into DPS, you can build a tank, or you can just go spec into all skill, so to speak. You can pick builds that don't require you to withstand so much, but by virtue of your good aiming, by virtue of landing headshots, you are high tier. But to be competitive in Red Dead Online, you don't really need to have a great deal of skill, which is what I appreciate. Similarly with Quasimorph, it's a lot more like maths, isn't it? And it's also PvE, so there's nobody but myself to blame. But it also means that the highest obstacle that I have to face is big bad maths, which call me the divider because in terms of mitigating losses and increasing what I get back, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. And I think this is against what I usually speak to on the channel, where I say we should always be broadening our horizons. We should always be trying new things, pushing out our inner boundaries, and playing around with any static idea we have of ourselves. We are always creatures in motions. Whenever you stop to take a picture of us, you miss out on the context of why your hair is up like that, why you're moving a certain way. And those BB pictures of you, head out of the water, splashing about, afraid you'll drown, are the pictures you're going to look back on and laugh on because you've progressed so far since then. But at the same time, we play video games in order to feel empowered in a lot of ways. In some ways, people even play video games because they have too much power and they need to be disempowered. When you agree to the idea of a horror survival game, you are accepting the fact that you may survive through wit and grit and all this ability, but otherwise you're always on the back foot. There's no winning. There's no conquering, there's no defeating. There is simply a small personal success, which very much feels like everyday life, right? Grim. Anyway, sorry. But for me, I really like winning. Believe it or not, I'm very, very competitive. I'm able to put my competitiveness aside for the sake of social harmony, but left to my own devices and met with people who are also poor at / good sports at a game. I will go all in. I will do whatever it takes. I can get really invested into video games, especially when they've hooked me. But generally the beginning to that is me winning, and me winning hard. I can build up a skill, I can accrue skill. When I started playing Lies of P, I didn't do very well. It was a lot of trial and error. But I believe if I had the patience for it, I might be alright at Dark Souls one day or another. And we should always seek to grow ourselves, but there's also that aspect of growing what we want or what we need of ourselves, right? I have a little list of cards on my wall where I write all these different quotes that speak to me, and one of them is, master what matters. Right? You want to get good at the things you're going to need for the rest of your life. For things that you really, really enjoy, that really, really inspire you, that move you. You want to get good at the things that push you. And when I play a video game, very often I'll pick it up and then I'll drop it. And the investment I put into that game's repertoire, that skill, isn't as important to me. The journey isn't as important to me as hitting the story, gaining mastery, and then leaving it. right? Which is different from how a lot of other people play games. I would love to hear how you do. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd like to imagine that a lot of you return to games very often for the gameplay. I tend to be a very social gamer in the way that I'm a social drinker. That I don't do much by myself, unless it suits my taste, or I'm doing it with other people. So as soon as I complete a game, it's kind of dead to me. So with that particular relationship I have with gaming, I need the games I have, the limited time to spend it on, to be incredibly digestible, to allow for an illusion of grandeur, and or just be so up my alley that all that doesn't matter and I just want to grind it out anyway because it has become a fixation of mine. I think that should be okay. There was a post recently, I think by Heavenly Father, who spoke to how they enjoy playing Minecraft with keep items because losing all your stuff and trying to find it, that urgency isn't fun for them. What is fun for them is the ability to gather materials and then jump into the lava like Kratos. I think we all remember that we were wired differently, that our taste isn't the objective barometer for what is good and what is poor. But I think to a certain degree that we forget that whenever it comes to something that we're attached to, and especially gamers love what they're attached to. I think just allowing people to do what they want is for the best. I understand that fundamentally, I have a lot of growth areas when it comes to games, but games are what I do for fun. When they work for me, what's the point? Ding ding ding, 10 minutes.